about this today, the webinar. So we will talking about the ISAC Business School first, and followed by the MBA Classical 4, and followed by the definitely session, which is followed by the Candia session, which is talking about the Global MBA tracks. We have a very nice, beautiful 2 tracks under this program, and followed by the presentation by Daphne about the talent centers, and the last piece of the presentation, which is talking about the application process and the guidelines, especially for this current September intake, and followed by the Q&A sessions. Okay, in the first place, let me introduce 2 ladies and welcome Daphne Matthew here, and she's our Global MBA Talent Center Manager, and also
thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, also welcome Candia Bully, and she's the director of our Global MBA program. Also, she's also in charge EME program and MSc in Hospitality Management program. Welcome, Candia.
Thank you.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, so my name is Johnny, and I'm MBA recruiters from ISAC Business School, and I'm currently based in Singapore campus. Okay, and before the sessions from Candia, so I'm just do a very quick introduction about ISAC Business School. Currently, we have a 4 campus over the world. We have a 2 campus in France, which are Cergy and La Défense, and we have a Singapore campus, and the latest we have a Rabat campus in Africa. So for this Global MBA program, you will have experience at least in France campus, and also have an opportunity to study in Singapore campus, depends on the major. We will explain to you how this works later on. And besides, also we have our digital campus to support you study remotely. And ISAC Business School also have all the triple crown accreditations, which are the ASSB, AMBA, and the EQUIS. Just for your information, currently these were only less than 1% of the university and the business school have all the triple crown accreditation. Especially when you're looking for MBA program, it is good if a program or the school have all the triple crown accreditations. And the latest, lastly, talking about the ranking. So according to the latest Financial Times ranking, we're number 8 best European business school. And our MBA program is also under our executive education programs as well. And we are number 5 ranking under the Financial Times ranking. Okay, let me pass the mic to the Candia. So like her to start to introduce the different major under these programs. Candia, please.
Thank you, Johnny. Good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you're located. I'm Kentia Boulet. I'm the director of the Global MBA program. Very happy to be with you today. I'm based in France. I was previously based in Singapore, so I kind of know both campuses and the experience. So we can have questions on that later on in the Q&A. And I'm happy to tell you more today about the Global MBA program. So the idea with what we offer at ISAC is we believe that becoming a leader today is not just about acquiring new skills and knowledge, but it also takes drive, passion, and a sense of purpose, and you need a direction. So what we do is that we train the next generation of leaders by offering the participants an opportunity to focus on a specialization that really matters to them. This is where the passion is, and to learn about how to adapt to the key challenges of our time. We do insist on the fact that we do offer a boutique program, which aims at addressing every participant as an individual. We really want to be the partner of your success, and we really want to offer you a real personalized approach all along your journey at ISAC, even once you graduate. Next slide, please. So those are key facts about the Global MBA at ISAC. So it's a very intense, first of all, very intense program. So we do offer this program over 12 months, which makes it good for you because you can complete your academic journey in a 1-year time. But you have also to have in mind that it's quite intense in terms of the pace and the workload. It's a program, of course, that is fully taught in English, and that is taught, as Johnny was saying before, on 2 campuses. So the main part of the academic journey is offered on our campus in Paris, next to Paris. And those of you doing or choosing the strategy and digital leadership track will have an opportunity to spend a semester in their third term, meaning between April and July in Singapore, taking classes on our Singapore campus. We have a long history. I mean, ESSEC is quite a school with a very long history. We were created in 1907. So we have a lot of partnerships, strong partnerships with companies. And we mentioned here 30 company experience that can be under the form of speakers coming to your classes, projects that you will work on during your classes, but also the capstone project, and all the events that Daphne is going to bring you through during the presentation of the Talent Center. As part of the program, out of the 12 months, you have a 3 months experience with a capstone project at the end of the program. And we now give the choice also to students who want to do an internship instead of a capstone project. So at the end of the program, from mid-May onwards, you can choose between a 3 months capstone or a 5 months internship to finish and to complete the graduation requirement of your program. As Johnny was mentioning before, and I'm sure you've checked that already on the brochure, we offer 2 specializations, and I will detail a bit more what we are talking about later on. The first one is strategy and digital leadership, and the second one is the luxury brand management. We do say that we offer an experience over 3 to 5 countries during this program, because in addition to what I was saying before on the fact that you can study on 2 campuses, at least if you're opting for the SDL track, we also have 2 field trips that are part of the program. 2 physical field trips, and we have digital field trips as well. So this year for SDL, we had 2 field trips, one in London and one in Amsterdam and Luxembourg. And for luxury, we had 2 field trips, same one in London and one in Italy, in Milan and Florence. So next slide, please. I will maybe tell you more about the class profile. So we are, again, I want to insist on the fact that we are a boutique program with a cohort size that is very human, that allows you for a real networking experience, a close relationship with the program management team. The average age is 30 years old. We have a perfect balance between male and female participants. Most of our, the average experience before the MBA is around 6 years. And I'm proud to say that we have 97% of our participants who are international. So we have 13 nationalities this year, only 1 French participant, and we have people coming from all over the world. So I think the diversity you get from the class profile is both in terms of the nationalities and the professional background, which is extremely interesting. Next slide, please. So, as I was saying before, you will have, if you decide to join ESSEC for your MBA, you will have the choice between 2 majors. The first one is strategy and digital leadership. And I'm going to give you a bit more information on that, and we can, of course, answer if you have more questions during the Q&A. So the idea of this first major is to give you, of course, a 360 vision of the management and a deep understanding of what are tomorrow's business challenge. So we will talk during this major a lot about all the big topics, big data, IoT, AI, e-commerce. And the idea is to give you a deeper understanding, of course, on those topics, but also to enable you to learn to develop business strategies in an international settings. And again, this is done throughout various forms, the classes you will have, the speakers, the projects you will work on. And we want you to understand the levers of value creation and to apply them to business situation in a sustainable manner. Because you will see, if you decide to join ESSEC, that we do put a lot of importance on the sustainability dimension in the program, and we want to ensure that you are able to have a positive impact once you graduate on the society and on the organizations. So you will learn, I mean, the main idea, of course, of the SDL track is that you will learn to think out of the box, to solve business problems in a digitalized environment, including the people, teams, and organization part. On the next slide, please, you will have more information on the luxury brand management track, which is the first track that was created when we launched the MBA program at ESSEC. So we have a long history of partnership with big players in the luxury industry, such as LVMH and L'Oréal. So we have over 26 years of experience in this industry. And if you decide to choose the luxury brand management track, you will get insight and exposure to all the dimension of the luxury industry, fashion and accessories for those who are interested in those parts, fragrance and cosmetics, jewelry and watches, wine and spirit. And again, we do that through the courses, but also through boutique internship, through the study trips, through the speakers that we bring to you with the talent center activities. And we also organize a lot of savoir-faire visits in which you go and discover deeply those specificities of the industry of the industry. Of course, we want to equip you to understand the major challenges of the luxury business. Also, with all the topics of the moment, we worked a lot last week during the digital week on the metaverse question in the luxury industry, and we of course do provide this very actual insight on the current topic and the latest trends and practices. Next slide, please. So I will hand over to my colleague Daphne to explain you more in details what the Talent Center is about, and I'm happy to take your questions if you have any later on.
Thank you so much, Kentia. Good evening, everyone. A real pleasure to present the Talent Center to you all, wherever you are. We're going to start with a few success stories. I figured it was interesting for you to realize exactly what it means with the MBA program to transfer career and jumpstart a new career after the MBA. Then I will share with you the plan of action that we have at the Talent Center throughout the course of the year. We will talk about the activities specifically that are organized for strategy and digital leadership and for luxury brand management, before I give you key figures about, employment rate, employment details, employability after the program. So Johnny, if you want to move to the next slide. Okay, let's start with some examples. The Global MBA can allow you to change industry, position or geography. I wanted to start with an example of Alejandro, one of our graduates from last year, who already came from the finance industry, and thanks to the Global MBA managed to change position and geography by going from S&P pre-MBA to Fitch Ratings after the MBA. So this is really an example, like we have so many of them, but an example of a success. Then we also have a few other ones, if you want to move to the next one. We have Priya, who was already working in consulting in India and managed to relocate to the UK, still in the consulting field, but with a much higher position, thanks to the Global MBA program. We have Alejandro Arellano, who managed to do what we call the triple change, which is to change geography, position, and industry, going from a traditional industry to a much modern scale-up part of the French tech in France in a senior account management role, and relocating from Mexico regionally to Europe after the MBA. So this is really an example, again, of what the program offers. And finally, Naida, who managed to still do a very interesting jump from traditional industry, Ponticelli, Group Ponticelli in France, to Amazon with the Amazon pathway. That is definitely a big recruiter post-MBA and big partner of the Global MBA program. For luxury brand management, we also have like this kind of career advancement and progression that we can see every year. So Arvin was actually working as a consultant in the luxury industry in New York, and thanks to the program, managed to secure a position at Montblanc, so a really like beautiful brand at Madison Avenue flagship store in New York. So he's one of our graduates from last year. And then Jayzok and Victoria and Rosie also you can see, and we'll be happy to for you to watch the replay later on, but manage all of them to change a position with much higher, more responsibilities, interesting position, and for most of them changing geographies. So we'll be happy to connect you with them if you are interested in knowing more about their background. So at the Talent Center, we decided to divide the year in 4 different steps, 4 different experiences, I would say. It starts with what we call phase 1, that is a prepare. We really want in the first few weeks to give you the tools and to show you the resources that you are going to have access to be successful during the course of the year. So this means giving you access to webinars on CV, how to write an impactful CV, what are the key values during the program. Also, we are going to share with you a self-career assessment of where you are before you start, so you know exactly what you want to get from the MBA in terms of career progression. So this is before you come and in the first days after your arrival. So it is really very at the very beginning. Phase 2 is what we call launch, is more like going into more details into what you want to build with the program. So there will be, for example, the first meeting with the Talent Center team, with myself or with Anta, my colleague for luxury brand management, to know you more and better, to understand what are your goals, so we can actually start the coaching by itself after this first session with you. So the boutique size of the program, as Kantia mentioned before, really allows us to have like a customized approach, something that is more specific to what you need, what you want, and try to adapt a little bit to your needs too, as much as we can. Having a leadership development program and also classes related to soft skills is very important in this phase 2 launch, because we want you to understand what are going to be the key values, the key topics for you to build your success on. And then we go with phase 3. Usually phase 3 is, like I would say, from October to January, is when we will start giving you access to workshops, to real life tools that are going to allow you to make the difference. Like, for example, having access to more coaching with a professional coach, also a workshop on personal branding, on LinkedIn, on getting to know more specific fields such as consulting. That is definitely a highlight of the program, like getting to know the interviewing process in the consulting. How does it work? What is a fit interview? How do I prepare cases if I want to join one of the big 4, one of the big 3? So phase 3 is really give you the skills, really hard skills and soft skills that you need to become successful at the end of the program when you start applying for positions. So, so here you have an overview of what's organized. This is all in partnership with ESSEC alumni. That is definitely also an important resource for you to have access to network with more alumni, to meet with people during events. And then the last phase 4, is a shine. I like the name. It's really the final phase of the year, starting, I would say, from now on until the end of the year for the current cohort, when the participants will be more and more in contact with companies, going outside, in networking events, on field trips, company presentations, and interacting more and more with the companies themselves with the skills that they have developed before. So I think this is an important part of the year, really, like building more specifically their success, going out on field trips, and very important part also that Kantia mentioned before, the ability to choose between a capstone consulting project for an external company or an internship. That is, again, opportunity to have an impact on a company, and why not, if the internship is successful, to secure your full-time position after the program. I won't detail everything. The goal is not, to do a listing of what we do, but more to give you an overview of what we work on, the key topics. So there's 3 of them for strategy and digital leadership, and then I'll detail a little bit for luxury brand management. We work on coaching and preparation, on networking, and on the job search itself. For coaching, of course, you have access to at least 4 coaching sessions with a professional coach where you will know what are your target companies, how do you apply, how do you approach these people, how to network, to have more impact for future applications. Then, of course, the workshop I mentioned about LinkedIn, about personal branding, virtual interviewing, that it's so important right now. Salary negotiation, of course, very important topic. Networking, it's the event we give you access to that we organize, some networking events, company presentations throughout the course of the year, and also the access to ESSEC alumni, so an online platform that will allow you to interact with very interesting people that you can leverage for your internship search or job search. Job search itself, it's really like having companies, especially during field trips, coming to present what are the job opportunities, what are the recruitment trends, and having this special connection with each of the companies. And then, as I mentioned before, the ability to work on specific subjects for a capstone for 3 months for a company, or during an internship for 5 months. For luxury brand management now, it's more or less the same, with a few exceptions. So luxury brand management will also offer the ability to do a boutique internship to understand exactly what is a retail management position. So this is something you will have access to if you choose this track. Also some virtual tracks to China and to New York that are an addition, because those markets are very important for luxury. And also, of course, some dedicated alumni talks with CEOs, executives, to start networking more and more with people who work in this field. Last but not least, a mentoring program where you will be paired up with a mentor from the luxury industry. So you can really, during the course of the year, catch up with this person, have like one-to-one sessions with this person, and have mentoring regarding your post-MBA project. Next slide, please. So here is just to give you in a few pictures. Sometimes it's even more clear with pictures, the key skills that we develop. So those are just a few pictures from all the workshops we organized. We were super happy to have in-person workshop this year, except for a few of them, but we met in La Défense, in external locations, to work on consulting masterclass, on LinkedIn, on, of course, personal branding. This was a workshop that was online, because we're talking about virtual interviewing, with one of our key coaches, that is Joseph Liu. And then, of course, LinkedIn, that is a real asset during the MBA. Personal branding, regarding the clarification of the post-MBA career goal. The consulting masterclass, with the ability to train with coaches on cases to prepare and be more efficient when the time comes to apply for consulting jobs. A few talks, so you can see we met with Google, with Total Energies, with Mano Mano, with Accenture, and also with Sophia Swire, who comes from the gender equity field. We organize get-together events in different locations in Paris, and during our field trips. Last year we had one in last week, sorry, we had one in Luxembourg and one in Amsterdam, since we were traveling for our field trip. This is another event that is organized with ESSEC alumni, the ability to have quick 30 minutes interviews with ESSEC alumni from different fields. To pitch your career project, to get feedback on what you want to do, and also why not leverage, their contacts and their experience internally to try to secure an internship or a job. Last December, we were lucky to have virtual sessions with many companies based in the UK for most of them. And then for some of them, we managed to meet in person when we traveled to London 2 weeks ago. During the field trips, part of the experience is also meeting with companies and going to visit their headquarters. So this was last year in Amsterdam in DOT, that is working on mobility. Last week, we were lucky enough to go to Enkel, Picnic, and TomTom headquarters in Amsterdam. So these are just a few of the companies that we met with during our field trip this year. Okay, so now let's finish what is also very important for you, I guess, to know and to understand before you make a decision, is knowing exactly what is the impact of the program on your employability. So first of all, important number, want to insist on the fact that almost 80% of our graduates have a job within 3 to 4 months. And most of them will find a job even during the last few weeks of the program. So how do they find jobs? Using all the resources that they have, of course, LinkedIn, of course, the Talent Center, of course, ESSEC alumni. ESSEC, I would say the ESSEC ecosystem, more generally speaking, because it really opens so many doors, not only with our Talent Center, but also with the ESSEC network in Europe and worldwide. What you can see also from these charts is the fact that our alumni from the Global MBA are, spread out in the world. Of course, some of them, especially for luxury graduates, decide to stay in France. That is still top 1 destination with the Paris region, but many of them will go in different continents, regions. The top 2 destination post-graduation is India, and then the USA, Singapore, Japan. But this is just like small portion. You can see that there's very, different countries and career opportunities when we talk about geography after the Global MBA. The top 5 recruitment sectors are definitely consulting that, many of our participants are interested in, and this is the reason why they chose the program originally. But many of them are also going into finance, banking, and insurance. Digital and tech, of course, our program strategy and digital leadership, it makes sense to want to target the tech industry post-MBA, and we definitely have a lot of interest from tech companies approaching our talent center to recruit and target talents who are trained on this topic. Luxury, retail, and FMCG. And finally, I would say a choice of different industries such as energy, hospitality, and other smaller industries, but that are still, interesting for our graduates. In terms of position, all our graduates, so they already come with 5 to 10 years experience, 6 years average, but some of them already come with 8-10 years experience. So they manage, thanks to the Global MBA, to really make big progression and be in senior level, a more executive level position. And if they are not, we could see like in the slide before, most of the time when they are recruited, the companies really tell them that they will be promoting within 6 to 12 months. So it means that not only they are attractive, but also they are the kind of talent that the companies rely on for much higher position with more responsibilities and the ability to grow within the company. Why recruiters choose our talent? This was an interesting question, and it's interesting for us to go back to who is contacting us and why exactly, what are the reasons. I think, first of all, what they lack is the fact that they see that we are a global program, with really, as Kentia mentioned, 13, 14 nationalities, a lot of diversity, not only talents and expertise, but also culturally speaking. So this international exposure now is key for companies. They want this kind of talent that understand exactly how the world is moving forward. And then they have already an existing professional experience plus a macro view, because we help them to strategize and to be a support for the company to make strategic changes and moves. The digital transformation expertise is definitely unique to our Global MBA. Not many Global MBAs have this. And it's something that really matches the needs of most of the industries now. That is really has been on for several years and will be, still continuing, with the need to recruit talent that understand exactly the impact. Expertise in luxury with our 26 years of experience in the luxury field, with strong partnership with big players. So this is definitely why those luxury brands come to us when the time comes to recruit. International mobility, of course, most of our participants don't want to stay in France at all. They just want to move to secure position in different markets, and they are very mobile. And I would say finally a mix of soft and hard skills. So hard skills, of course, during the academic program that is very intense, and soft skills that are part of most of the Talent Center workshop activities, where we will help the candidates to shine and to show also that they can adapt quickly in international teams. And to finish, I would like to share a few names of partner companies and top recruiters for both tracks. So for strategy and digital leadership, of course, you have some key players in consulting, Accenture, EY, also in the energy sector. You can see a little bit of tech with Xiaomi, and then, of course, FMCG with Danone. And for luxury brand management, you will find all the big names, with strong reputation in different markets: Chanel, Kering, Prada, Tiffany, LVMH, of course, that are always partnering with our program. So thank you so much for your attention today, and I'm happy to answer any question you have at the end of this session.
Okay, thank you so much, Daphne and Kentia. So we are going to probably end of the very quick end of the presentation. So the last page is talking about how to apply for this wonderful program. So you can see from here, which is we have a 4 steps for you to consider it. So all the application is through online. You can just simply open our website, and you can explore the course contents, and you are able to find the apply button. Just to simple click, then you will create application accounts. Then you can open your online application portal. So they have some information requests, for example, like your English language test certificate, like IELTS or TOEFL, and also we are requesting GMAT and GRE, and also you need to upload your bachelor degree certificate, transcript, and some of your personal information, like your photos, like your passport informations. And there have 2 or 3 essay questions you need to complete, which is more talking about your leadership skills, talking about your future career plans, and also your motivations. Once you've done all the application process, then you can click submission, and we will receive the application accordingly. And admission jury and admission teams will, based on your portfolio, assess your documents. And once you shortlist, we will contact you to arrange the next step, which is the interview. So all the candidates must go through 1 round of the interview. And I would like to say for Global MBA program, interview is very important. So this is a channel for us to understand your profile better, understand your motivation, understand your future career plans. So as an MBA graduates, you must very clear what you want to do and what kind of the programs you're looking for. And once you pass the interview sessions, and we will announce your result very soon, probably 1 week after your interview sessions. So if you admit for the program, we will issue the letter of offer with a scholarship. And by the way, talking about the scholarship, we have offering up to more than 10 types of the scholarship, depends on your profile. So we have like entrepreneurship, future women leaders, and the emerging markets. And also we have a scholarship related to your GMAT and GRE score, related to your nationality, and also related to your background, your profiles. For in Isaac, our scholarship policy, which is not request you to submit separate applications. You just need to submit the program application, and we will, based on your profile, to nominate the scholarship for you. So after you pass the interview, admission jury will discuss your profile and nominate the different type of scholarship for you. So scholarship amount is from 5% up to 35%, depends on your profile. So if, like say, if you have a really good profile GPA, very clear career objective, very strong motivation, and most important, you have a very unique international background or experience, you can probably earn up to 35% of the tuition fee waiver as a scholarship. Okay, so this is talking about the application process, and if you have any other questions, you can feel free to explore the website, and also you can send us email to asking any of the questions. And lastly, about the reminder about the application deadline. For this year September intake, we still have another 3 round of application, which is upcoming one is the 24th of April. This is round 7. And after that, this is the 24th of May, which is round 8. And our last round for this year will close by 12th of June. So any application, if you want to join this year September intake, you need to complete and submit before 12th of June. So this is the last day of this year admission dates. So we still have a 3 round of admission. If you have your GMAT, GRE ready, you can start to your application process. And as a recruiter here, I'm very happy to help you. So if you have any questions, please contact me. And also, if you are not really understand about your future career plans, and if you need some consultations about your next level of the studies or next level of your careers, feel free to contact me. We can probably open chat discussions to talking about the opportunities for you. Okay, I think we have completed all the slides. So now is the Q&A sessions. I have just mentioned, so if any one of you have any questions, to feel free to leave your question in the Q&A in the chat box, and we will answer your questions now. Okay, I didn't see any question yet, but I gathering questions from other platforms. Probably I will. I just read about the questions to either Daphne or Kentia for you to answer. The first question is about questions for Talent Center for Daphne. So there have a candidate asking, so how we arrange about internship or capstone project? So is there any specific process for the candidates or for the participants to go through to getting their capstone project or getting their internships?
Just maybe, I'm surprised the question is completing the part-time executive MBA. Just to clarify that we are talking today about the full-time Global MBA, I'm not sure.
Yes, she's asking about the
executive MBA. So today is not the executive MBA.
Yeah, this is for full-time MBA program.
Yeah. So the executive MBA has no capstone or internship, but the executive MBA has an entrepreneurship project as part of the program. So it's a different process that you do complete with a group that you decide at the very beginning of your program, and that you work on during the 16 months or 15 months of the executive MBA. So I'm not sure if that question was for us today, but maybe I'll just answer. So if we are talking about the Global MBA, we do present beginning of February a series of capstone projects so that we select ourselves and propose to and offer to the students. They do apply and they do select or tell us about their 3 preferred projects to work on, and then we have a selection process in place. Some students would prefer to go for an internship, and they would look themselves for their internship, of course, with the help and the support of the Talent Center in terms of preparing for their tools or organizing mock-up interviews or putting them in touch with people if need be. But the students and participants are responsible for the internship search. Maybe Daphne, you want to complete that because it's more your part, sorry.
Yes, exactly. Because each of the participants is so different with a career goal that is so different. It's much better to network and to use, of course, all the networking tools offered by the school and the program to try to secure and pitch your project to potential companies and find an internship. So this year we have more than 15 participants who have secured internships with big brands. And it's a beautiful surprise to see so many of them moving with 5 months internship from May to October in top companies. But it's true that we are not really involved in offering internship opportunities simply because they will not match the specific needs of each participant that is very different from each other.
And about maybe Daphne, you have some insights on how do recruiters look at EMBA or part-time or full-time global MBA in terms of applications. I guess it was what was
what you is it about companies or recruiters like
the question is completing the part-time executive MBA regarded by recruiters as being equivalent to graduating from the full-time MBA program?
I think it's really not the same type of participant, because an executive MBA, the person will be still 1 foot in the company, when actually the global MBA is really a participant that decided to at some point stop the career for 1 year, train again and be trained again on specific topics and go back to the job market after the global MBA. So I would not say it's really the same. So yeah, recruiters will not target simultaneously executive MBA profiles and global MBA profiles. I say it's 2 different types of recruitments. I would say they are looking for global MBA profiles because they did this training, full-time training for 1 year, really on hard and soft skills and with an expertise on key topics. When actually the executive MBA participant will already be connected with most of the time 1 company, with the possibility to leave this company, of course, at some point. But yeah, it's not the same type of talent.
And also there is a difference in terms of average number of years of experience in the EMBA program and the global MBA program. The MBA would more be around 8 to 10 years, Johnny, right? Of professional experience prior to their program, and they do their program usually while they still work for their companies. So.
Yeah, because our EMBA more or less is a part-time modular base, so most of the candidates, they are not quit the current jobs. And also for EMBA programs designed for those executive level people, they have a more than 12 to 15 years work experience, so which is definitely the recruiter is a different position, is a different, and they are looking at a different profile of the graduates from the 2 different programs.
The next question is about going to Singapore, if I understand well. So will you be able to swap campus? So yes, if you choose the SDL track, you will be given the option to spend a term, so 3 months in Singapore, studying in Singapore. And we have students going there this year, and one of them has already secured an internship. So we will do classes, 3 months of courses, and then it will follow up with an internship in Singapore. So that's an option, but it's specifically offered to SDL participants, not for the luxury tracks.
Johnny, I think there is a question for you regarding the JMAT.
Yes, yeah, I saw the question. So Ridika asking about whether we can waive GMAT. I think you have some misunderstanding about the information we have a list on the website. So if you are English speaker and if you work with the international environments, probably you can waive from English certificate like IELTS or TOEFL. But sorry to say, GMAT and GRE is still compulsory. So we cannot waive these 2 tests for you, but we can, if you have a good English and even you have a good GMAT and GRE score, probably you can waive from the English certificate request, which is IELTS and TOEFL or TOEIC, only for these 3 certificates. Yeah. So GMAT and GRE at this moment we are still request, and I would like to say this is very important for benchmarking, for the program, and also we have a very specific scholarship, high potential scholarship linked to this GMAT and GRE score. I just want to add on some points about the average GMAT. For this program, average GMAT is around 650. And however, we are accepting the GMAT range from 580 up to 780. So we are looking at the GMAT, but I would like to say GMAT is not only things we are looking at. So beside the GMAT, also we are looking at your working profiles, communication skills, motivation, career plans. So and probably Candia, you can add on more.
No, I agree, Johnny. It's a very good point. We look at the GMAT, but we take a very holistic approach to your application, and we look at, of course, the coherence between the program and your career goals and your motivation. Excuse me, sorry. So GMAT is important, but it's not the only criteria for admission. So fully agree with you, John.
Thank you. And I'm getting another question from the other channels, so probably for Candia. So they have a candidate asking, how possible if the student study one track but they want to take some elective module on another track?
Yeah, so we are going to explain at the beginning of the program what are the classes that can be taken as an elective. So last year we didn't have electives. We understood that it's important for you to be able to select some of your classes. So we are revamping a bit the curriculum so that we can have this flexibility for next academic year.
Okay, thank you.
But not all the classes are compatible. I just want to be also very, very clear on that. You cannot, as a free auditor, go to any classes of the other track because sometimes they happen at the same time. And also the workload and the curriculum has been designed to be already very intense for one track. So we don't want you to also go everywhere, but also to stay focused on the curriculum. So we'll give some flexibility, but not all classes are possible to attend.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question that was said, what kind of interaction will we have with tech digital companies? What kind of profiles are you looking for? I'm an engineer working in oil and gas. So for tech and digital, I would say it's a mix of what we call talks. So we have alumni from tech digital coming to share their expertise, testimonial, career experience for 1 hour with the students. So this is ongoing during the course of the year. And of course, during field trips, there is a big focus on meeting with tech and digital companies. We were in London 3 weeks ago. We met with a scale-up called MyCare. We went to Google offices in London. Last week, as I mentioned, in Amsterdam, we were at TomTom picnic. So definitely meeting with the companies directly, in person and doing company visits will be part of the program. Also to target more specific, people coming from the tech and digital industry. It's very interesting to have access and to attend different kinds of events organized by ESSEC alumni on campus or online, and that are advertised on the platform you all have access to.
No other question. I didn't see any other questions.
No.
No more questions. I think we have addressed all the questions. Okay, so just in case if you have any further questions, you can always contact us through the email, and also you can follow us through the social platforms. We are available in Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitters. Okay, so if no other questions, we can end the session here. And thanks again for all the audience, and I hope this session give you a better idea as to how our programs look like and how the study experience looks like in ISAC Business School. Okay, thanks again for everyone. And just reminder, so today is the day 2 session, and for tomorrow we have our last day session, which is a masterclass for luxury brand management. It's a start on the same time, 7 p.m. in Singapore time until 9 p.m. So we welcome you to continue stay with us, and feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good night, and also big thanks to Daphne and Kentia. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Jenny.
Okay, bye-bye. See you soon.
See you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.